Hey everyone, this is an Amalgia video for Animal Crossing New Horizons on the Nintendo Switch, and today we're going to be talking about how to catch the snow crab and the lobster. I haven't been around for a while because Amalgia LLC is getting ready to put out a fiction novel and I'm helping work on that, but I will try to get some more videos out in the not so distant future. Animal Crossing was in need of some new content, and with the ability to now swim in the oceans and dive for sea creatures, we got what we asked for. You don't actually need the snorkel that Nintendo sends you, it's just a gift for show. The only thing you'll need is a wetsuit that you can buy at the Nookling shop. When you're inside, just talk to the cabinet and scroll down. You should see a wetsuit. There's one per day in the Nook's Cranny size store. The wetsuit goes on over your clothes. It won't interfere with what you're wearing, but if you're trying to either change your clothes or use the curtain room in Able Sisters, wearing one will prevent you from changing. When you want to remove the wetsuit, just go down to your clothes and click on it and it'll come off, and then it'll be an item in your inventory. And then just click on it again if you want to put it back on. Just keep in mind that since it's an item in your inventory, you need to have space in order to take it off. Other than that, the only thing you need to do is head down to the beach and then hit A when you're near the shore in order to enter the water. When you're in the water, press A to swim around and press Y to dive. You swim above water and below water while diving at comparable speeds, but you can only stay underwater for a brief period of time. You can only catch the underwater sea creatures while diving beneath the waves, and you'll notice them because they appear as little bubbles above water and black spots while you're diving below. Most of the sea creatures are stationary and won't give you much trouble, but some, when you approach the bubbles, you'll see clouds of dust shooting out and they run from you faster than you can swim. These are the more difficult sea creatures to catch, and the two that I found that are the hardest to get your hands on are the lobster and the snow crab. There could be more, but for now, these are the ones that I've seen that are the hardest to get. The good news about sea creatures is that they don't despawn. You can chase them literally all over the entire map and around, and they won't go away. The other nice thing is that if you stop, they seem to stop once they get a set distance away from you, and then they wait for you to pick up the chase again. And this isn't to say that there's no situations in which sea creatures despawn. I assume they despawn if you go back on land or other conditions could make it happen. But if you're actively chasing one around and you're having a hard time catching it, it's not going to despawn. The snow crab and the lobster are about the same speed. The snow crab could be slightly faster, but if it is faster, it's only by a very small margin. It's hardly noticeable. As you can see in the video, it is possible to make headway in catching up to them if you're swimming and chasing them underwater, but it's so slight and they change direction often that it's very, very difficult to actually catch up to them unless you're right on top of them. The real challenge with the faster sea creatures isn't so much their speed, it's the 2-second delay or so every time you dive or when you run out of air and have to go back up to the surface. Because when you're stalling in that time, it's going to keep getting away from you and putting more distance between you and it. My first thought was that I should try to get above it and then dive directly on it so that I could pick it up, because you don't actually have to push A over it in order to pick up the shadow, you just have to swim directly over it in order for your character to pick it up. But that proved to not be the best strategy with the faster ones, because what happens is if you get directly over them, they'll immediately just change direction in a random direction and then they'll get away. The more helpful approach is actually trying to get them towards the wall or a corner, the corner being the better of the two options. While there may be later updates that change sea creature patterns and behavior, they do seem programmed to stay away from the wall, and it's difficult to chase them directly into it, but it's still possible. Like if you chase them south and then they immediately change direction north, you could pick them up. Here I successfully chased it into a corner so that if it tried to escape north or it tried to escape east, it would swim directly into me and I'd be able to pick it up easily. While I found chasing them into a corner to be easiest, you can also chase them as close to the wall as they'll go and then swim alongside them on the side that they'll try to retreat to, and then tap as fast as you can in order to try to catch them. What will happen is the sea creature will start to lose ground by alternating between going straight and trying to go away from the wall in order to get away from you, and eventually you'll catch up to it, assuming you have enough breath left. These strategies work for both the lobster and the snow crab, and I assume it'll be the same for all of the faster sea creatures. I'm just not sure which other sea creatures are this fast yet. Now let's take a look at the snow crab and lobster Critterpedia pages. Here's the southern hemisphere for the snow crab. It's available from May through October, and it's available all day long. Here's the snow crab northern hemisphere Critterpedia page, and it's available from November through April. I assume it's also going to be active all day long. I just can't see its current active hours because in the northern hemisphere it's outside its month range for me. Here's the lobster's southern hemisphere Critterpedia page. It's available in June and July, and then October through December, and it's active all day long. Here's the lobster's northern hemisphere Critterpedia page. It's available in December and January, and then April through June. Again, I assume that in the northern hemisphere it will be active all day long during its correct months. All sea creatures can be donated to the museum, so make sure to do that whenever you catch a new one. I always found diving fun, especially in New Leaf, and I was a little confused when it wasn't in this game and they had intentionally left it for later updates, but I'm glad that they put it in, and I'm also glad that they added some challenges in and it wasn't just a matter of picking up stationary objects underwater, as I feel that would have gotten a little boring fast. Anyway, I hope this video helps you catch all the sea creatures you need, and thanks for watching.